Let's have a realistic chat about how to find your style, especially if you're someone like me who doesn't really like to be boxed in. It's hard to pick those three words. We've heard the 333 method, the capsule wardrobe girlies, the minimal wardrobe girlies, but I wanted to offer a fresh perspective on how you can find your style that doesn't require rebranding entirely, that does not require niching down to just one thing, and also doesn't mean you have to buy an entirely new wardrobe. So if that sounds like something you'd love to learn more about, keep watching. Welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, I am Jordan Blackwell, former materials engineer turned lifestyle content creator behind Little Miss JB Style, sharing with you life's possibilities through style, helping you find not just what makes you look good, because baby, I want you to look good, but what makes you feel good, because the truth is amazing style, that killer style that you keep looking at, all the girlies have, and you feel like you're missing out on, comes from choosing the right pieces that make you feel good plus look good. So that is what we're going to dive into today on finding your personal style. Now grab your little drinky drink of choice. I have a homemade smoothie because your girl needs some protein today. And let's just have a little more casual style conversation, starting with the very first thing that I did that truly helped me to find my style, and that was to get inspired. The thing that every single style icon, style girly, influencer, fashion girly has said truly is that what keeps their style fresh, what helps them to really find and better define and get even deeper into their own style, is to get inspired. And I think we overlook this so often when we are thinking about how to really find our own personal style, because it can feel a bit like a double-edged sword, right? You're like, okay, I really want to be happy with what I own and my personal style and stand in that. But so often we'll see something like, but now I feel like I need to rebrand and have an entirely different personality. And the thing is, both statements can be true. Now, where you might be going wrong, I know I was making this mistake all the time when looking at inspiration, was just generally going, oh my goodness, I love the overall vibe of this. I just love how this looks, and not really breaking down what I like about each look. Because truly, one of the biggest things that you can do for your own personal style is to start defining what you at the very least like. Because I have found that I have about 5 different style personalities. There is corporate JB. I still very much like workwear, like getting dressed up, like that more formal attire. But then I have like tomboy JB that is very much an ode to younger me, just like loving to chill, oversized sweatshirts, baggier jeans, super like comfortable, right? Tomboy J. Then there is Night Out J, and she is a look all of her own. She definitely loves to stand out. She doesn't mind a little more form-fitting pieces and really making sure that just she can move, because baby, I'ma get it on the dance floor. I also have Resort Wear J, Vacation J. We have seen and loved her. That is some of my most watched content here on the channel. And definitely just dressing like we are headed to the resort, going on a tropical vacation in that style as well. And the reason that I share that having my style personalities is sometimes it does make sense to kind of break up specific looks that you like for specific occasions. That doesn't mean your wardrobe has to be split in that way at all. And we're going to talk about that later in the video. But it does help you to get an idea of not just of what you like to wear, right? Because that's really important, but what you like to wear in certain occasions. Because I think so many people kind of miss that step as well. It's like, okay, I really like this, but it also doesn't quite work for that. Or I'm not really comfortable wearing this in that setting. And that can kind of throw us off our game when we are trying to really define what our style is and decide what we like and what we don't like. If you've been struggling with that 3-word method, that's one of the things I struggled with the most, because it's like, I know I like to try a lot of things. I don't think anything is off limits. And so it does make it hard to just say, hey, I'm straight up casual, I'm straight up workwear, or I'm straight up like vacation or streetwear, because I like to dabble in all of those things. And my closet is very much proof that you can. Just the key is finding the right pieces that are going to translate across the different styles and across the different occasions. And that starts with not just getting inspired, but understanding what about the inspiration you like so much. Whether that is like the vibes, is she happy? Is she giving bold? Is she giving sexy? Is it the sex appeal? Are you liking the color combinations? I know that's something I look at a lot, or the outfit combinations, like, ooh, that oversized tee and those pants. Really defining what you are liking about your inspiration is going to help you get a better hold of your personal style. The next thing that I did to really understand my style and really find my style was understanding my body. Now, I have a whole video dedicated to how to measure your body and figure out your body shape, because it is that important, but not for the reasons that you think. Again, so often I feel like a lot of the style advice is about limiting you or making you feel bad about the style you've chosen. So now you feel like you need to go change your style. And once I understood that a lot of the style advice is tailored to your body shape for the reason of creating balance, right? The whole end goal around style, around fashion, around elevating looks is learning how to create that balance between your proportions for your body shape, but also integrating color, texture, accessorizing. All of that's about balance. But if you don't understand your body, you can't create that balance for yourself. And so it was really, really transformative for me to understand my body. And that truly will just help you understand better too as you're looking at your inspiration, how you might need to change it up, switch it up to make it work for your body shape and for what you like and your lifestyle. Now, this next one I know is not going to sound like glamorous, it isn't going to sound fun, but it really was so necessary, and that was to learn the style and fashion basics, okay? Even if you are never going to go into style being a stylist, having a basic understanding of things, regardless of what it is that you're trying to get into, is going to set you apart from 90% of other people because most people are not going to dedicate even an hour a week, a couple hours over a month to really learn more about something. And that basic knowledge about fashion, right? Understanding color combinations and how they work, understanding different proportions, learning the names just for the different style of pieces so that I could shop better, pair things better, understood why things were working better and how they worked for or against me. And then being able to recognize how those things were applied to other people's outfits and learning how to make those changes for myself. Knowledge really is power in any avenue that you are looking to be successful in. Like, baby, you can't stop learning. You have to be a forever learner. And so outside of YouTube, I actually liked to read books. I have a list of books that I read that were super helpful, that weren't just like style basics, but even talking to amazing people in the style space, understanding their process of how they found their style, defining their wardrobes, the way that they shop. Those things were really, really helpful for me, like I said, to give me a base knowledge because then I could start having different conversations around style and fashion with that knowledge that I just couldn't have at the very beginning of my journey trying to find my style and really understand what was for me. The next one I did, which is in pretty much every iconic movie, is the makeover, the wardrobe makeover, but not again in the way you think. A very simple thing that I did and that I still do is just go play dress up. Like, that's one of the reasons I love doing the try on videos in the style that I do for Zara, for H&M, just for like Target, things like that, because that for me is also helpful to just try things out. It gets me out of my comfort zone to try new things and also helps me to kind of learn to play and mix and match and things like that in a way to decide what's really for me and what isn't. Because I know it's so easy to just kind of try and copy and paste somebody else. It's so easy to just see something online and just go with it. But really trying things on and getting a feel for the pieces is going to transform and help you find your style because this is going to take us deeper than visually what we like to understand what we physically like. And this is where we're getting into things that feel good because not only do you want to look good, baby, again, but things need to feel good. And that is the right fabrics for the right seasons because, baby, we are not doing polyester in the summer anymore. I just don't understand why brands keep trying to make that a thing. But understanding the fabrics that you feel your best in during the different seasons, during the different occasions, that's really going to help you again zero in on your style. Again, you don't have to put like it's baddie only, it's feminine only, it's modest. This is really going to help you drill down to I like crop tops that are about this length made of this material, right? That's going to help you get really, really concise, really, really clear about what truly you like, not just to look good in, but feel good in. And give you a great place to just build on that as your style evolves because that's the other thing that took me a long time to understand too and I knew just wasn't sitting well with a lot of the advice I was saying is that all of that really just felt like your style is concrete. Like, once you define it as this, you're kind of stuck here and anything that isn't this you can't do. And again, I don't like feeling limited. That is very much the enemy, right? Is like sameness, not growing, fear, and feeling restricted. Those are things that I wanted to avoid and a mindset that I wanted to avoid as well. And I think that that's where a lot of us do kind of fail when we play with the three-word method or really the other styles, the capsule wardrobes, is you do end up at this point where you feel limited. Like, it's supposed to feel liberating, but because you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, your mind works in a very different way when you're moving in like I can't or I'm not allowed versus I don't want to, or that isn't something I like, right? Those are two very different conversations and two very different mindset spaces. And once you allow yourself to understand that your style does not have to be concrete, it can grow with you, it can evolve with you. That also makes it a lot easier to start defining your style a little bit more and understanding what's going to work best to not just make you look good, but feel good. And the other thing I want you to keep in mind as you're playing dress up and things like that, the purpose is not to be shopping. I do not go out to play dress up with the intent that I'm going to buy something, reward myself for all the time spent doing that. For me, it's really, again, getting back into that playful mindset, just exploring what is possible out there, finding what works for me, seeing what fits and seeing what doesn't fit. And all of that knowledge over time, again, you're going to be able to use that to better clarify and hone in on what is your personal style. The next thing that I did was keep my closet organized. So I have a whole video on how to quickly clean out your closet in its entirety, every single thing, how you can quickly go through that and reorganize your closet, but truly get a better understanding of yourself and your style. Because one of the wisest things Carrie Bradshaw did say is, I like my money where I can see it hanging in my closet. And so often, what happens is we forget what's in our closets a lot of time because it's not organized. It's not clean. We can't easily see things. That's one of the reasons that I actually purposely designed my house the way that it is, more like a showroom, more like a display, because I want to be able to see all the options. And that's going to help me, again, start noticing patterns within what I like to own, what I like to wear. It helps me see what I wear more compared to other things. And again, the goal really is that, like, truly diving deeper into, here's what I like, here's what I love to wear, here's what makes me feel amazing, because that's going to start, again, shaping the picture of your style. And when you keep your wardrobe clean and you're able to see it, you're also going to be able to tally, again, like, hey, I really don't wear that a lot actually. And oh my gosh, I was just eyeing up something like this, but seeing as I have something similar that I don't wear, that would be a big waste of my money. That doesn't make sense to bring into my closet and kind of derail me from the style that I know that I really, really love and look amazing and feel amazing in. You know what I mean? The next thing I did, which was the most challenging, but in line with the other things, is I actually did no spend months. So I have done probably 6 no spend months since 2019 with this specific challenge of better understanding myself, my style, and using what I already own to even play around with the newer trends and newer styles. If you've watched any of my like fashion trends videos, then you already know that I do not see trends as a bad thing. I see them as opportunities to breathe new life into your wardrobe, and a lot of them are in ways that you don't have to spend any money. And so no spend months are really like boot camps. They're going to like fast track you into understanding truly, here's what I like to wear, here's what I don't like to wear, here are pieces that were a waste of money. Here's kind of the gaps I'm missing in my wardrobe, from shoes or bags to outerwear, things like that, that really would help me get more wear out of pieces that are already in my closet. And that's going to set you up for greater success. And I'm going to talk about how that translates into your shopping habits and things, which do make a huge difference to really finding your style and owning your style. Because one of the things I get the most complimented on is just how intentionally I shop and how I'm able to find pieces that feel fresh and fun now, but still wear them year after year after year, and show you just how they can evolve, like how pieces can evolve in your wardrobe, not just basics, but statement pieces. And I do that by not impulse shopping anymore. And instead, what really helped me to be better in finding my style was to use sale apps like Karma. This one is my personal favorite. I can easily save pieces from any site that I love to shop on. There's a quick plugin, no matter like what browser you use. I use Firefox, as you're seeing, and I can easily save pieces I'm eyeing up in the size that I would buy them in, and then you get notifications when they go on sale. And the reason that this really helped me with my styles, it stopped me from impulse buying, because very often we see the clothes in the halls, the girlies, get this before it sells out, get this before it sells out. And I shifted my mindset to say, if I really want it, it's gonna make it to sale and I'm not gonna have to pay full price. And if it doesn't make it to sale, it's not something that I really need. I am no longer, again, moving from a position of like, oh, I don't like to be reactive anymore. I'm very much a proactive person, especially when it comes to my style. And that truly helped me to find my style even better, is to attack it from a place of not being rushed. Attack it from a place of, you know what, if that one piece sells out, like that's not going to make or break my wardrobe, because that's really like the one thing I have learned as I've gone through my style journey over the course of these, like, gosh, I've had my channel for 10 years now. You guys can easily go back to some of my first videos and see how my style truly has just elevated and evolved. And really over the last few years, leaped and bound because I've just been more intentional. I've been more picky and moving from a place of just and not feeling rushed. And having apps like this really do help me because again, I don't think you need to break the bank. I don't think you need to spend a lot of money for a style. And I don't think you need to be buying new stuff every single week, every single month, right? Obviously, for what I do, it is a very different shopping pace because brands ask me to show you new pieces and things like that. But my own shopping habits, I do not shop very, very often. Even before I got into this full time, I would go to the mall once a week to play dress up, but I wasn't buying new pieces except for maybe like once or twice a month. And even now I'm not huge into hauls. Like unless I'm working with a brand, you'll notice I'm not buying like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. I often very much shop like onesie, twosie at a time after I've gotten a sale notification for that reason because when you slow down you're going to make better decisions and really be able to double check with yourself that something is in line with your style or going against what you would normally wear just because you're afraid you're going to miss out on it. You know what I mean? Which brings me into the next thing that truly just transformed my style and finding my style. And that was that I stopped buying things that didn't actually just fit. That seems so simple. And you might be like, well, but the amount of times I know myself, my friends, like everybody I know, we all do this. Like you really just want this piece to work. So you buy it and you know it doesn't quite sit right, it doesn't quite fit right, and then it just wastes away in your closet. Like you might wear it for the one time, but it will just be for the one time. And that's such a waste. And truly when I started to want to feel good in my pieces and prioritizing feel good, then working on what was going to look good, that really was so helpful in defining and finding my style and shopping and finding pieces that worked not just now but for the future and for where I just saw myself and my style going. And that is something, like I said, it's such an easy fix, but we often, again, we just overlook it just because we want to have that jacket or we want to have those jeans, right? Like we just really want to be involved maybe with the trend or you really feel like that goes with your style, but you just make sacrifices on finding the right pieces. And so, again, like slowing down, you're going to hear me say that a couple of times. Slowing down when it comes to finding your style is going to help you so much more than just let me get this, let me get this, let me get this, let me get this. Like doing this almost in waves. Get this. Like taking your time, truly not just like wait until things go on sale, but then making sure it fits exactly how you want it to fit. That's going to help you better define your style and again, better really tap into what you like and what you don't like, which gives you that full picture. Again, like I can't stress that enough. Like it's just so, so important. The next thing that's really going to help you find your style is paying attention to the details, right? Because even when you're looking at the big picture of outfits and getting that inspo as you're getting dressed, as you're playing, as you're learning, as you're growing, it's the details that truly are going to define your style a lot more than just like the basic pieces. I feel like when I think about the iconic looks that we all love, the girlies who just give us that great everyday style, it's very much not like okay, it's that shirt or that jeans. Like a lot of the looks can have a very basic base, but it's those accessories, those little touches that really show your style and show your personal style. So, how you're layering those pieces, how you're adding accessories, and as you're looking at, again, just the style inspiration that is out there, the different videos, the tips and tricks, those details, like really narrowing in on those details. Like for me, you notice I usually have signature rings, you notice I usually have bigger earrings. Those for me are the details of my style, right? So even if the base goes in and out, even if I go from tomboy to feminine to resort wear to workwear J, I'm still having these little details like my signature rings, like my earrings, that are always going to pull my look back to me and pull it back together. And this is something I really talk about in my video on how to create a uniform that's going to work for you and look amazing for you. Because the truth is, the style is in the details. Like, good style is always in the details. You see that with the red carpet looks. Again, you see that with like your favorite style girlies. It's like the perfect pair of earrings or like the pair of shoes. You know, like the dress could have been any dress, but it's like those little details, those accessories or that belt that just really, it's like, okay, no, okay. And so as you're thinking about your style, think about those as well, those little touches, that little icing on top that's really going to show people who you are, what you like, and just what you love, especially as somebody who does like to experiment with a lot of different things and play around with a lot of different styles, right? And arguably, one of the biggest things that truly helped me to find my style that I think is going to help you so much is learning to be okay with what isn't your style. This can feel a little hard, especially like again, you have all the girlies. I know I am not immune to it. Like, babes, where'd you just get that from? Or oh my gosh, that looks so good on her, and I really want to make that work for me. And sometimes we are forcing it. And it's not that you can't pull it off. Because baby, one thing about fashion that I have seen year over year over year, like anybody can pull anything off. Like, trust me, I will see something like, nah, never a day in my life. And some girl will wear it. And I'm like, but I will be damned. Like, I never thought I would like that. And now I'm kind of convincing myself I too should give it a try. But truly being okay with what you like, what you love, what you feel like works for you, what you feel amazing in, and really being okay with everything else that is not that and not feeling the need to force it, that's going to help you so, so much. Learning to get rid of that FOMO. Learn to just get rid of that like fear that you just like might be missing out because you don't have the latest piece or this most like on trend something, or even just like not dressing a certain way. Like, say you're more modest or say you're more minimal and you're seeing the girlies with color, you're seeing the girlies with texture, and you really are like, ooh, I just feel like letting go of that is so freeing when it comes to finding your style. And that's something that took me a long time. Like I said, I love to play around with stuff. I don't think that there's anything I couldn't pull off. And I also like that challenge, right? I love a good low fashion challenge. Like, I'm sorry, did you say overalls are in? Let's just let's just see. And yes, I did wear overalls at one point. And it did take me a while to get to a point where I felt like, one, I have enough. And then two, really understanding like just because I can go and try and do everything doesn't mean that I need to. And that for me was really freeing also, like, hey, yeah, I already know that I can do that. So I don't have to buy something to prove to anybody else that I can. It's really a matter of, do I feel like that's my style now, and what will be also my style or could evolve with my style in the future. And that's just a very, again, different place to be in. A lot of this was a huge mindset shift. Like I said, you're like, I want to find my style. You're so worried about, I want to look like the cool girls. I want to look like everybody else. And you're not listening to you. And that's the biggest disservice that we all do when we're trying to find our style, is being too outwardly focused on what everyone else is trying to tell us when it comes to our style. Like, do not get me wrong. Obviously, I love looking at other girlies and I love them as a place to start for inspiration, a place to start for different outfit pairings or different color combinations. But I don't look to the other girlies to tell me like what's in style for me. And that's again one of the reasons I don't fear trends and bash trends the way that a lot of other influencers and girlies do, because again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what's out of style and tell you that you're out of style. It's your style and it should be what you want it to be. And you should own that. And I want you to own that. And I want you to feel confident in that. So you're never going to hear me be like, yeah, if you're wearing this, babes, just like, you know, like I will sit there and maybe say something isn't for me, but never take that as that's something that you now cannot do. If you like it, you love it, baby, own that to your core. Just own that shit. And that mind shift again just took me a while, just coming from this like FOMO kind of place, or kind of just again aspiring to be in this next place, really made me miss out, and again just miss the things that I already was loving and the things I already had available to me to elevate my style. That can feel easy to miss again when you're trying to really get down to those three words or have that capsule wardrobe and pick the perfect 10 pieces. That's just like so much pressure on yourself, and it's so unnecessary again to like feel like I got to keep up with every single thing. And a bonus, I want to give you one more thing. I know I said I was going to do 10, but I wanted to give you a bonus, and that is to constantly be coming back to this. So often, what I see from people is that they kind of will get to a place where, again, they feel lost with their style almost like every year, every couple of years, or I just need to reinvent myself, or I'm just going to redo everything entirely. And the truth is that again, your style is not concrete and you should be coming at this in waves. And that's the other reason I'm never rushing it, right? Like, it's always going to be a work in progress. Same with my house, just like same with me. I like growth and I like to continue to find new things that are going to not just work for me, but make me feel good and make it all come together. You know what I mean? And so do not feel like, again, you have to do this overnight. Do not pressure yourself to do this overnight, because that's where a lot of us, again, get it wrong, just trying to quickly buy a bunch of new pieces for this season, for next season. And then we just end up back in this place. And that ends up being a much bigger waste of time and money and just more stress that we do not need. So I really, really encourage you to slow down when it comes to finding your style. That was so helpful for me, was to understand I'm not going to figure this out overnight. And that isn't my goal to figure it out overnight. It's each day is really just another opportunity to figure out what I like, how I compare what I already own. Do I feel like something's missing or something that I want to add? And if so, let's start exploring that. I don't have to buy anything today. Let's start trying those things on in the store, getting my hands on pieces, thinking about them. Once I bring them into my wardrobe, seeing if it really meshes well with what I already own, because I don't like to have to buy entirely new fits. Like, I don't like buying a piece and feeling like I have nothing to go with it. Everything in my wardrobe, I always buy with the intent that like it already is going to go at least 5+ ways. And that again comes from slowing down and making sure I have that intentionality. Like, okay, I see this piece. I like this piece. Do I truly have things that I can already wear with it? Now that I got it in my house, let's play around with it. Yep, I'm really liking the way that it is working with what I own. It can stay, it doesn't need to go back. And now my style slowly starts to get even more defined, more crystallized, and more clear to me. Now, if you found this video helpful and you really want to keep transforming your style, figuring out where to go next, what you should be doing, check out this entire playlist on how to improve your style today. No spending required. Understanding your body, cleaning out your closet, diving deeper into understanding some fashion basics to help you find not just what makes you look good, because baby, I want you to look good, but also feel good as well. But before you do, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you do not miss a video designed to share more of what's going to make you feel good, not just in fashion, but in lifestyle, in travel, in beauty. And thank you so, so much for watching. I'll see you over there.